One of the things, as we talked about, that you're most well known for are your killer guitar solos. Can you help us understand how you're able to showcase such impeccable technical skill with emotional expression by maybe breaking down one of your guitar solos? Like, is it all happening in the moment, or is there some things that you go back to maybe when you're stuck in terms of improvisation? Like, what goes through your
Hmm.
mind as you're kind of navigating through?
Well, the thing for me is that, like, being self-taught, like having no music theory, my approach on guitar is always like trying to follow my ear and trying to find a way through the notes, because I don't really like think about scales. Like, I cannot visualize scales when I play. Like, the only scale I ever learned was like the blues scale. That's the only scale that I know. So when it comes to improvising and to writing stuff, I think that blues really helped me a lot about trying to sing the melody in my head. And many people told me, like, after my shows, that a cool thing that they saw during my shows is that they can see that I'm not like a musically trained musician, and that in my shows I will just basically try to use my ear, to understand where my musicality and my basically my cultural, like, um, how can you say it, like basically my musical bag, what I was what I was what I was listening to growing up led me into. So like, I don't really think I cannot visualize scale on guitar, so I will just go. For me, like, it's really important, not really like about the notes, but where you will put the notes inside a groove. Like, to me, you can just really like be way more effective playing less in the right spot, um, that like playing 1,000 notes. You know, it's also very important. Well, would you make like the interesting choices? For example, how to create tension. Especially in like jazz and fusion, we talk a lot about creating tension with guitar, with the instrument in general, and I think it's really important to not give that too quickly. Not give that to people too quickly, but really like try to use that in the right spot, like creating a crescendo, and putting like the tension at the end before resolving that. Really, also in my videos, I always try to do that because I think it's very effective when you listen to it. That's really like all I'm looking for. But I really like, most of the time, when I'm just grabbing a guitar. Like, my favorite thing to do was just like put a metronome or put like a drum beat and just go. I will never like even just use the pick. I just have so much fun. Like, it's my favorite thing to do. It just gives me like satisfaction to it. I don't really like practice scales or anything like that.
Just kind of
You know.
noodle around and just find stuff.
Yeah, and just really like care about rhythm and groove and timing. That's really like the only thing that I'm constantly practicing, even before a show. I told you I would just do, like, it doesn't really matter what you're playing here, but like how you're expressing that part of the instrument.
Yeah, because that's the other thing I notice about your playing too is your rhythm is impeccable, and you you have a place in the pocket because you play a certain genre, like these funk genres, and
Yeah,
this pocket that you sit in, the feeling that it gives to the listener is like you want to nod your head, you want to kind of break your neck a little bit, like in groove to the music. How do you consistently stay in that pocket all the time? Is it just with the metronome you're able to just, that's the place that you like because of the background and
yeah,
stuff? Is that it?
yeah, definitely. Like, everyone has its own approach when it comes to like playing on a metronome or a groove or a drum beat. Like for me, the sweet spot is like just staying on the beat, like exactly. A lot of people like tend to like lay down. You will never hear me like playing like that. Like I'm always like always like for me, that's the only thing that I'm always practicing at home, and I'm even before a show is like I will just put like a 100 or 120 BPM, and just like trying to stay as much close to the beat as
Mm.
possible. But that's what I like, and that's probably like how my sound has become over the years. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do. A lot of people love to stay laid back, and I listen to a lot of music, like D'Angelo, or the Roots,
Oh yeah.
But for this genre, like to me, like just give me satisfaction playing exactly as close to the beat as possible,
Hmm.